Hi, my name is Jessica Mills, and I'm a junior nursing student at the University of Connecticut. I was inspired to be a nurse from all the nurses that I was surrounded by growing up. Each of them taught me something more about who I wanted to be in the future. When I was 10 years old, my mom had a breast cancer relapse that she was unable to beat. It was stage 4, aggressive, and no treatment would have been able to help how much it had metastasized. She entered into the care of hospice, and this is when I met a nurse named Teresa. Teresa really made a huge difference in my mother's passing, as she was always there to help my brother and I with homework, laundry, and chores. She also helped my mom with her medications, showering, and she really kept my mom in my life rather than in the hospital. She gave me more months with her, and she even accompanied us to Disney World so that way my mom had help with us and her disabilities. A few years after my mom passed away, my father was diagnosed with COPD emphysema. At this point in my life, I knew what I wanted to do what Teresa did, and I wanted to make a huge impact on people's lives like she did for me. My dad, taking a turn for the worse, solidified this idea. He was forced to quit his job before he was able to be approved for a disability income. For 9 months, we went without an income from my father. We had $1,100 coming in each month from Social Security benefits and my mom's passing. This money went to two things: my dad's health insurance and food. We were behind on our mortgage, the electric bill, credit cards, everything. Finally, he was granted disability, and I had to play catch up. Every month, I first paid his health insurance, then the mortgage, electric bill, water bill, phone bills, credit card bills, and then the remainder, around $300, was for food. Times were tough, and it only got worse with his condition. I remember the first time he went to the hospital, my brother woke me up in the middle of the night screaming, "Dad can't breathe." I ran down, and his oximeter said his oxygen levels were low 70s. He was delusional, not functioning, and I had no choice but to call 911 against his wishes. He was admitted into the hospital for 2 weeks, of which he spent time on the ventilator. When he woke, he was angry at the nurses. He tried everything to get out. Even after visiting him, he didn't want to stay there. He wanted to die at home like my mom did. I had so much pride in how hard the nurses fought him to stay. They truly dealt with a ruthless patient, and I'm so thankful for that. My dad got himself checked out of the hospital a few days later by a distant family member against medical advice. This family member took him home and dropped him off for my brother and I to take care of. In the following weeks, I watched my dad no longer be my dad. All we did was clean him up, fetch him water, make him food, and deal with medications on medications on medications. Still, I remembered how hard the nurses fought for his life, and I wanted to fight just as hard. But one morning, my brother once again came screaming that Dad couldn't breathe, but this time he didn't have a pulse either. It was the middle of a snowstorm on January 3rd, 2014. I'd been doing CPR for 20 minutes before the police officers could get the ambulance into my driveway. They restarted my dad's heart, and I went when they got there to the hospital with him. This time, when I arrived, they had people flying all around me. They forgot I was in the hallway. I watched them call a code blue, shock my dad. Doctors yelled orders, nurses pushed meds, and I was terrified. A nurse finally realized that I was there watching the entire time, and she pulled me into a room where she told me what was happening, and she told me to brace myself for the bad news. She didn't try and cover it up. She told me in plain English what was happening. And I knew it was his time, and later that night he passed away. Throughout my childhood, I always remember being full of hope. I still believe that people can fight illnesses, but I'm living proof that no matter what you go through in life, you have the ability to overcome it. I plan to take this to my patients' families, and all the while never forgetting who shaped me into the person I am today. This essay contest would help me catch up on my student loans, as I have a lot of them. I'm really supporting myself. My brother and I were taken in by my aunt and uncle, and I'm so grateful for those years that I had. And now that I'm in school, I live off campus and I live primarily off my student loans. So this money would help a lot and go a long way. And I thank you so much for your consideration. Thank you.